What's up guys, Synchro here. Today we'll be talking about my top 5 synchro based decks of this moment. So for this I've considered a few factors. How accessible is the deck, how easy it is to play mostly, how strong is it of course, and is it worth learning? Because there's some combo decks that just take so many steps to learn that are too hard to learn, that don't really do well anyway. And of course, how much do they actually synchro summon? That's also a very important factor. That's one of the reasons why I didn't put Infinity on this list, spoiler, because it just makes the summoning methods too much. It doesn't really do synchros exclusively, so that's why I didn't really mention it. So, kicking off the list, number 5, we have TG. I personally think TGs are underrated. Now, they're not rogue at all, they can't even touch meta. But if you're looking at a somewhat simple to play deck that can put out multiple synchros and actually have nice synchro bosses, TG is your deck to watch, and a deck you might want to consider trying out. I'm a big fan of TG. I've been playing TG before as a combo deck even before the new support, and ever since the new support with Star Guardian stuff, I've been doing my best to max out and min-max basically a TG build, find the best build that exists. And there's basically 2 builds you can try out. There's the Warrior Isolde build, which is a tad bit less consistently Hulky Firebricks focused build. But since it includes the Bamboo Sword cards, it has more draw power, so you can draw into your extenders more, so you have more access to your big plays. But the Hulky Firebricks build also works, it just has less strong end boards, but it is more consistent in being able to go off, so pick your poison. I have both builds on my channel somewhere. If you need a link, ask me and I will probably link it. But TG is a very solid deck if you're looking to get into synchro summoning, if you want a deck that isn't too hard to pilot like a deck I will mention later on in this list. But yeah, don't try to bring this to a competitive event, you will get wrecked pretty hard, I can tell you that. My number 4 is Flower Guardian. This is with the new support from Rise of... No, sorry, that's actually Collector Pack, right? Yeah, Collector Pack in mind. The new support does really help them, it gives them an edge. Reason I mention Flower Guardians, I think they're somewhat simple. They seem complicated at first, but then when you get used to playing them, they're kind of straightforward. All they go into is synchro monsters. They're not that hard to build, they're somewhat pure. If you care about real life play, they shouldn't be expensive. Although people do like themselves some buyouts at times, so maybe the deck will receive buyouts when the new support approaches. You can play it really pure, there are a few variants that you can play. I've seen FTK variants, I've seen pure builds like on my channel. Then there's people that like to play allures and stuff. I'm not entirely sure what the best build for Flower Guardians is. All I know is that it's not that hard to play. Like, it seems scary at first. It's kind of easy to play, like, honestly, it's not that hard. Just pick up the deck, start playing. At first you will fail, then you will start learning the deck, and at a certain point you will master it. I didn't master it myself yet, there's probably suboptimal plays I make. That's fine, you don't need to make the optimal line of plays to enjoy this deck. Now, just like other decks on this list, it's not necessarily competitive. If you're looking to create big synchro boards, yeah, they have a nice boss monster, so try out Flower Guardians. My number 3 is Junk Doppel. Synchron is also a name often given to this deck. It basically combines Junk Synchron and Doppel Warrior and, of course, other synchron monsters as well. Usually going via Junk Speeder. Now, personally, I'm convinced a build without Junk Speeder that uses Hulky Firebricks is probably better because Link monsters are just that overpowered. But I haven't been able to find the correct build. Now, if you're looking to play Junk Doppel, check out 037 Wolf's channel. If I don't forget it, I will link it in the description. If I didn't put it there, tell me so and I will do it. He is honestly the Junk Doppel god. He has been playing the deck for years. He got featured on other channels like Team Samurai X1 for a reason. He knows his shit with Junk Doppel, he's a Junk Doppel expert. And if you honestly want to learn the deck, yeah, I can also play the deck. I've played the deck before. But 037 Wolf is just the best Junk Doppel player out there. He has various builds on his channel. His most recent variant, if I'm not mistaken, is a Pendulum variant that uses Pendulum monsters to do cool stuff like All Eyes Synchron. So yeah. One thing to keep in mind to Junk Doppel is that it's a very hard deck to learn. It's also why it's lower on the list. It's not that Junk Doppel necessarily is bad. It's just very hard to pilot. That's why I don't really recommend it to people, but hey, if powers to you. If you want to learn a solid synchro deck, go ahead. It's not the most competitive. I know 037 Wolf's build can play through interruptions, I believe. Check it out on his channel and yeah, try it out. If you want to be like Yusei and spam big synchro monsters like Cosmic Blazer Dragon or Quasar, Junk Double is your deck to choose. So number 2 is Adamantipator now. Maybe it's the strongest currently, but the most meta variants don't really have synchros as their goal anymore. They mostly just go into strong link monsters. So yeah, they're a solid synchro based deck. I mean, all of the good cards are tuners. Yes, they create strong boards, but their boards aren't necessarily synchro focused. But you can just create a synchro focused build yourself and have some fun with it. Just remember to not run the non-water rocks. Or don't run the rocks at all. The non-tuner Adamantispators in the main deck. Don't run the extra deck Leonite. It's garbage. I will find you if you do it, and I will... no, just kidding. I will not do anything. But with the new Chaos Ruler, the Adamantipator deck is really strong. Chaos Ruler opens up a lot of opportunities, so play around with the deck. It's a lot of fun. There's a reason it's stopping so many events at the moment. It's not just overrated, it's actually a really good deck. Although I do personally believe Eldritch is a better meta deck at the moment. My number 1 is Red Dragon Archfiend, aka Resonator. The reason I picked this is because, unlike Junk Doppel, it's very straightforward and easy to play. It only plays synchro monsters in the extra deck, you are never running links. And it's straightforward, you're summoning big synchro monsters and you kick your opponent's ass with it. If you want a synchro based deck, you will enjoy Red Dragon Archfiend, aka Resonators. I've got like 20 builds on my channel, like not kidding, I've played a lot of Red Dragon Archfiend. So if you're looking into a build, check out my channel. I mean, you're watching a video on my channel, so technically already checking out my channel. But yeah, the new support made them pretty good. Definitely not meta contenders. This deck will die to anything above casual, lowest of casual levels. But it's a fun deck to play. You get some big boss monsters, so what's there not to like, really? Yeah, there are better decks out there. Yes, Adamantipator is more competitively viable, but if your goal is to synchro summon, I think Red Dragon Archfiend aka Resonators are your best bet. And I mean, you get to play Jack Battle in the background while dealing people online, and that's pretty cool. I mean, Jack's team is probably the best team in all of Yu-Gi-Oh!, let's be honest. And Jack is a really good character as well, and his deck is just awesome. I mean, the boss monsters in the deck are also really awesome. I mean, just look at the Red Dragon Archfiends, all the big ones. The art is awesome, they have awesome effects, very high attack, you just kick your opponent's ass with big synchros. What's there not to like? And there's a lot of room for creativity, by the way. One thing I might have never made a discussion video on, but that you should know. The non-tuners in the Resonator deck are fully flexible. Yes, you're hearing that correctly. You just need to run any kind of level 4s combined with the Resonators. This means you have a lot of room for creativity. I've done Hero Red Dragon Archfiend before. I've seen people suggest invoked variants, and you could very likely do that. Since the synchros restrictions on cards only apply on the turn you use them, so next turn you could fusion. But yeah. That's why I like Red Dragon Archfiend. They're easy, they give you a lot of options, there's a lot of room to customize your own build, and that's always cool in my opinion with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck. So if you're looking out for a synchro deck to play, Red Dragon Archfiends are my number 1 suggestion, but the other decks in this list are also good options. And the synchro decks I missed, I shall give a honorable mention to Speedroids. I know a lot of people think it's a very solid deck. Personally not the biggest fan of Speedroids, but, you know, they're not bad. Definitely. I think the other decks mentioned on this list are better. Speedroids would be number 6, Psychics would be number 7, by the way. I'll shout out to Psychics, but good luck getting Psychics working. I might try that again soon. But yeah, Synchro is a lot of fun to play around, and I hope this gives you some ideas for your own Synchro-based decks. Anyways, with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. Stars Yu-Gi-Oh! Signing out.